Um, Hi everyone. Sailor Moon here, and Sailor Jupiter here, Sailor King World here. And today we're going to talk about why we never gotten in a bind with ownership or double right with the Toei business or any other business. Now, when you're on the interwebs and you're giving your thoughts on something, some folks like to work with, I don't know, slights of the film or the show or the play or the game or the song or the film game or whatever. And a lot of those things are owned and double righted. Now, a lot of folks are going to do fair, a lot of folks are going to hope that they can do enough with their hoping their work will be seen as fair work by not only by those who watch the films, but by those who own the work that they are giving their thoughts on, or making fun of, or scathing, or shaming, or whatever they're doing to the work. Now, at the end of the day, we know that at the end of the day, we know that you'll get double righted striked on, or or not double righted strike, or at least have your film said that it had ownership and double righted of something else in it that someone else owns. And the Toei business, since it's a Dawnish business, and in Dawnland there is no fair work. There's only ownership and double right. And there's also workcraft. And that's it. There's no fair work. So, since there is no fair work, you're most likely going to get in a bind with them over, their work, their shows, their films, their plays, their games, whatever, their songs. And that's why we don't have anything in our films. We don't got no shows, no films, no plays, no songs, nothing that Toei has ownership and double right over or craft work over. And I know a lot of folks out there might think that, oh, that fair work. Well, you see, fair work's a double-bladed sword, meaning that you could do all the things to make your work be seen as fair work. But at the end of the day, the owner and double right holder, which sometimes is one and the same, might not see it that way. And Toei might not see it that way. So why we never gotten into bad standing with Toei business or Aldeling Nio Golings over ownership or double right or workcraft is that we don't have anything in their work. We've been in good standing of ownership and double right for about 10 years. And that's one slide of Euro we've never been in a bind with. So why would we want to be dumb and put some song or film or show or play or game that Toei has ownership over and double right over, knowing that they might, one day happen to see this film and then say, did we give them rights to work with that show, film, or play or song or whatever? No. Go through the Euro double right team and have it taken down. And we don't want to go through that and lose our good standing and then have to do some kind of lawful fight and say, yeah, do we really want to go through a fight with the Toei business and tell them, oh, look, I think you were wrong, I think that work was fair work. I don't want to go through that shit. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon, you're right. At the end of the day, we don't want to have to be in a bind of ownership and double right with the Toei business, or with Aldeling Nio Golings, or whoever else happens to own Sailor Moon and have the ownership and double right to it. Back in the day, we were lucky. When we were doing Sailor Moon Red and Sailor Moon Red 1 and Sailor Moon's Best 1, and, we were lucky that they never got us an ownership and double right for any of the drawings that we were working with back in the day for some of our films, or the songs that we may have had in our films. We were lucky. We were lucky for all those years that Toei didn't give a shit. That to them they didn't care. It wasn't that, oh, Toei saw our work as fair work. It's just that Toei didn't care enough about our work to do anything about it. They were too busy going after folks that were uploading the full 5 followings of Sailor Moon, their take of Sailor Moon, or uploading the free films or whatever they were doing. So they don't worry about that, So, yeah, after Sailor Moon, there's Sailor Moon's Best 2 and Sailor Moon, on Euro and Sailor Moon 1, 2, 3, 4. We said that's enough. We weren't going to do that anymore. Now, some folks out there might think that you could put the Deke and Pioneer Sailor Moon things up and be all right with it. But the truth is, I don't think you can. Because if you did that with the Pioneer things, well, Toei has ownership over the Pioneer Sailor Moon, at least the 3 different 4 followings in the 3 films, and we all know that Wild Bear, formerly DMX, formerly Cookie Jar, formerly Deke, has ownership over the 2 followings of Deke Sailor Moon, so they're going to get you on ownership and double right. So no, thank you. And I know this is the way you should be doing it. And I know a lot of folks out there wish that a lot of folks out there wish that fair work, could be something that you wouldn't have to worry about. But anytime you do fair work, you're always worrying about, does my work be seen as fair work? And let's be earnest, it isn't like that we can afford to go for a lawful war. A law worked if the Toei business felt we need to do that. I mean, they would have us dead to rights if we had any of their songs or shows or films or plays or games or anything they had ownership or double right to. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Jupiter. You're right, Sailor Kingworld. At the end of the day, why do we want to put ourselves in a bind over ownership and double right with the Toei business, with Aldeling Nio Golings, just so we can fight and just so we can bullshit with fair work? Fair work isn't something that fair work isn't going to always keep you. It doesn't always keep you from being in a bind of ownership and double right. So yeah, that's why we don't have any. That's why we never been in a bind with the Toei business or Aldeling Nile Golings over ownership and double right, because there's nothing in our uploads, live streams, or shorts that they have ownership and double right to, or craft, work craft to, or whatever. Well, you can see there's the dogs. Well, that's all the time we got. I, Sailor Moon, Serena. I, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King Rodlita. And we'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. So long.